User 56149. 5 years ago, I worked daycare and was told to never accept babies sleeping in car seats or sleeping children at all. So if mom or dad brought a kid asleep, I immediately woke them up and pulled them out of their car seat. This made so many parents displeased with me, but it's policy. I used to think it was to help the kid be on schedule. Then one day, a grandma brought a baby asleep and he was not waking up at all. Just raise his head, whimper, and go back to sleep. Immediately, my boss called 911 and grandma was trying to downplay. He had a rough night. He's just tired, etc. I knew this baby. He wouldn't sleep if he thought he was going to miss out. He had music playing and kids loudly singing and dancing. In the chaos, grandma slipped out, and at some point, someone called the parents. What happened? Turns out Granny had a history of giving kids stuff to knock them out when she babysat. But this time, she did it to a 6-month-old, and that's why he wouldn't wake up. I think they pumped the kid's stomach, and he had to stay at the hospital. Legal actions were taken, and the family moved away. The Reddit user explained that an old employee said never to accept a sleeping child, which the user assumed was done in an effort to keep the kids on their sleep schedule. But the real reason is much more sinister. The Reddit user later learned that abusive parents will often hurt and then drug their kids before dropping them off at daycare and then try to blame the daycare for the child's injuries. The Redditor shared the anecdote in response to a Reddit prompt where someone asked, "What was the most satisfying time you caught someone lying?" And it's since taken off. Mother brought her dead toddler to daycare acting like he was sleeping. A TikTok user shared a disturbing story about a mom who brought a dead child into daycare. Oklahoma-based TikTok user, whose handle is, shared that the boy was sent home one day after throwing up. The mother was told to take the child to the doctor and to return only once the doctor gave the green light. Now, I will not continue the article because the video is right here.
What?
Why would you do that?
Huh?
Okay, so there was this little boy. One day at the daycare, he got sick and threw up. So my director told his mama he can't come back unless you bring a doctor's note, stating that he's okay. So a few days go by, and it was made clear among the staff, don't let him come back because his mama didn't come up with the doctor's note. But after a few days, when the woman showed up to drop the baby off, the staff member that was there went on and let her, drop him off. And the mama says, I gave him some medicine. He's asleep right now, and he'll probably be asleep for a little while because I gave him some medicine. And they was like, oh, okay. But then she's like, can I lay him down because he's asleep? And she was like, sure. So she goes and she lays the baby down. And it just so happened that within 5 minutes of her dropping this baby off, my director calls to check in. And she's like, who's all there right now? And the staff member is naming off the kids, so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. And then when she gets to his name, my director's like, huh? What is he doing there? She was like, oh, yeah, he came to drop him off. She said he's doing fine, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I said don't let him come back until the mama gets a doctor's note. And so my director says, go and check him, and when she goes over there, she's like, he's not moving. So my director's like, turn him over. When she turns him over, he was already gone, and it was clear that he had been gone for hours. He was, black and blue. Now, oddly enough, in a story like this, the woman didn't kill him. He had been sick his whole life, and he had water on his brain. Like when the autopsy came back, it was natural causes. She had a history of mental illness, and when she found him passed away, she just freaked out and still brought him in. So she didn't go to jail or anything like that. He passed of natural causes, and she just did the weirdest, craziest, most irrational thing that you could do. But that's the story, y'all.